four, three, two, one, go!
Good evening, good people. Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser, and you got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it. Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, checking in with my main man, my partner in crime. They call him the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell him who you are.
What's good, good people? It's your boy Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live on a Thursday for our picks and predictions for Week 11 of the NFL season. God damn.
Yeah, man, everything is moving on. Everything is moving right along. So, as he just said, Week 11, man, we're here to give y'all our picks and predictions for the upcoming week. And before we get up out of here, we're going to drop our Power 5 on y'all. That's what me and Uncle Hate give you our top 5 teams in the NFL. Again, as always, we appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches us on the YouTube channel. Continue to do that support. Watch, like, and hit that subscribe button. Leave some thumbs up or down, and leave some comments for us as well. We appreciate that feedback.
Yes,
Same routine on the podcast platforms, either Spreaker or iTunes. Make sure when you're leaving those comments and things in there, make sure you give us a rating as well. Tell us how you feel about how the show's going along. All right, let's jump on into it. It seems like the week of I think we hinted on it on the previous show. Seems like the week of elimination games, right?
Yeah, it's a whole lot of those this week, especially in the NFC. The AFC seems a little bit more, I don't want to say decided, but
it's a little more clear cut. You can kind of tell the path's a little easier.
Absolutely. This NFC thing, I mean, it's about 5 teams still alive below the playoff line right now.
I'd say, yeah, under 500. Yeah, so I know you got the Falcons, Seahawks, Cowboys, and probably one
Green
other.
Bay.
You're right there in that 4-5, or Green Bay's case 4-1. So everybody right there together. Philly, that's the other team that's 4-5. That's what I was thinking about.
Yep.
All right. So Thursday's game, tonight's game, one of those games we just mentioned about, seems like a playoff kind of game. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers going into Seattle to take on the Seahawks. So they haven't had a lot of success recently, right?
Yeah, from what I understand, I didn't know this until earlier. Aaron's never won there.
Right. I mean, there's a couple games in particular that come to mind.
He got jerked on that Monday some years ago with that damn
with the Hail Mary.
He got jerked.
And then more recently with the I think it was the NFC Championship game 3 years ago. They went up to Seattle, had the game won. All they had to do was recover the onside kick, but somebody didn't do their job.
Touched the ball.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So with that said, that has no bearings on this season's game. But I like what Seattle has started to do with the run game, and Green Bay, actually. Both of them the beginning of the year didn't really have run games.
Right.
They both are trying to stabilize that right now. I'm taking Seattle just because they're the home team. I think they got enough to beat Green Bay, especially on a short week.
Give me Green Bay.
All right.
I done lost like 3 weeks in a row. I mean, shit. If not, why not?
That's right. I forgot. That's 3 weeks in a row. Let's back up a little bit, people. That's 3 weeks in a row. Your boy Diego has won the head-to-head matchup between me and Hate. Last week I went 8-6. Hate went 6-8. However, he is still in the lead. 96. He is 96, 50-2 on the season, and I am 91, 55-2. So I'm closing the gap a little bit. I got it halfway down. Let's see if we can go ahead and trim it down some more. But that's where we at. So you jumping out there, try to get a game back, taking the Packers tonight. Yeah. I think it's a pretty even game, actually.
Real even.
Yeah, so
but these are the games that Aaron's supposed to guide them to. Not to say it's all on him. They got to run the ball like they did Sunday. But
Right.
we'll see.
We'll see.
It's a lot of swing games this week.
Right. We thought last Thursday's game was going to be close too, and well, we know how that ended.
Yeah.
Moving along. Got the Cincinnati
Lost on
Bengals.
Monday, though.
Hey, it's all good, baby. Shoot for that number one draft pick. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they have lost, 3 in a row?
Yeah, 3 in a
Maybe-
row. And gave
maybe
up
4.
44 points a game in them 3 games.
Right. They are going into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Who will be the Ravens quarterback? Who the hell knows at this point? Looking like RG3 at this point. A day or so ago, it was looking like Lamar Jackson.
Is RG3 practicing? Because all I've been hearing is Lamar, and I'm like, okay, but RG3 is better than him.
Well, today, Lamar had a mysterious illness,
Gotcha.
and he didn't practice at all today. So RG3 was the only quarterback that practiced at all today. So if Flacco,
that must be that same illness that Melo done had since last Saturday down there in Houston. So,
right. I think they should stick RG3 out there anyway.
should.
I mean, Lamar's not ready, man. Don't damage that boy before no. Go ahead and stick RG3 out there. If Joe Flacco can limp his ass out there, go ahead and limp your ass out there because you ain't mobile. So,
no.
With that said, with the quarterback situation up in the air, the Ravens defense maybe is not as good as we thought they were looking at in the first couple weeks. I think Cincinnati finally breaks their little losing streak and wins on the road, even without A.J. Green. I'm taking the Bengals.
I changed my mind right before we went on the show. I was going to take the Bengals, but I don't like the no A.J. Green thing. Mixon, he's what he is. Tyler Boyd is the number one. I don't even know who their tight end is. And Cincinnati's defense has been trash. So I think it's going to be low scoring. And I'm going to get some of that Vic energy because I got a feeling it's going to be Lamar Jackson some kind of way.
All right.
Give me Baltimore.
So Hate is taking Baltimore. Baltimore, another 4-5 team, definitely needs a win to step up in the playoff race. Next up, another one of those kind of elimination type games, it seems like. We got the Dallas Cowboys coming off of a big win against Philly Sunday night, coming into the ATL to take on the Falcons, coming off, well, I was going to say probably, but it's not probably. It was their worst loss of the year, going up to Cleveland, losing to the Browns.
Worst loss Sunday. Atlanta to Cleveland or Philly in that Dallas loss. Which one was more crushing to it, I guess?
I mean, they're both 4-5, so, I mean, they both still in the same spot playoff-wise, but definitely Atlanta to Cleveland. I mean, Philly, that's a divisional matchup. We know Dallas can win games if they stick to a certain formula, or at least give themselves a chance to win if they stick to a certain formula. This Atlanta-Cleveland thing, that who the hell? I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all.
Gotcha.
With that said, I think Atlanta gets some get back. I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to take Atlanta because they're at home. I think their defense is getting better, and they got to know. They lose this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't lose this one.
No.
Especially, I mean, well, they behind both of these teams playing tonight anyway, so whether it be Seattle or Green Bay, they still looking up. Seattle, they are ahead of Seattle in the tiebreaker, but looking up at Green Bay because Green Bay got the tie, which is in this case helping them.
Yeah.
But we're talking about them, but neither one of them in the playoffs. Like y'all and the Vikings are the ones who actually hold the wild card, so they all try to really move up to that.
They're trying to move.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. I'm going with Atlanta as well.
All right, that game gonna be crunk though. A lot of Dallas fans here in Atlanta. The Buccaneers will be going into the Giants to take on Eli Manning, Odell Beckham, Saquon Barkley, and the New York Giants. They actually looked like a football team last week, even though they played the 49ers. They did their thing. What you got on this one?
First thing, I want Jameis to be put back in. But second, give me the Giants in the game. I mean, if this team is that bad, I mean, see what you got. Just ride the rest of the year out. See what you got.
Yeah, man, Dirk Cutter's doing everything to save his job, so he
knows
feels like
that's a wrap. I mean, he honestly cannot believe he's gonna be there next year. He cannot.
I don't think it matters who he plays at quarterback. He is pretty much gone.
Right.
So at this point, he gonna play whoever the fuck you want to play, and I don't blame him. But I'm taking the Giants as well. I think they can build off of last week's game, and as we get here closer to Thanksgiving, actually just the Sunday before Thanksgiving, the weather's starting to change, and we're gonna see about some of these warm weather football teams, especially the ones that are already bad, already kind of played themselves out of the playoff mix. What's the incentive of going up and playing in cold ass weather when you ain't really playing for anything? So some of these teams,
some of them cats already making their vacation plans. They looking at Aruba right now. Europe.
I'm just saying. We might
be
start
making business decisions going forward.
We might start to see some teams lay down. You know, Deshaun Jackson hamstrings may just decide, you know what, they locked up. I can't go no more.
Yeah. But
so
one thing you said that was 100% though is they look like a football team Monday. Finally, like they really look like a football team. So we'll see.
All right, next up we got the Steelers coming off of the pounding against the Panthers on Thursday. We said they're coming off 10 days of rest.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell situation is now behind them. They can move on, free from that. James Conner seems to be cool out of the concussion protocol. I think that was more precaution, probably more than anything. Basically. Going into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars beat their ass the last couple of times they had played. However, they were more like the savages that we had grown to know over that short time. This year, not so much. They're sitting at 3-6. Can the Jaguars pull some of that from those past wins, some of that goodness? Is this a trap game for Pittsburgh?
No. Them dudes are the 10 men because they ain't got no heart. What happened to the Savages? I want to know. Hey, man, we didn't put him on the list. Is Doug Marrone, if this shit continues to go the way it is, I mean, can he be on the hot seat?
It is possible. It is possible because you have the expectations that the Jags had coming into this season, and they're sitting at 3-6 already right now.
And there's only one injury if you really think about it. Fournette's hamstring was the only thing that really that went wrong injury-wise. That's pretty much the same team outside of him. And shit went off the rails like that.
But you know what, though? At least on the offensive side of the ball, him going down was like, you got that shirt and you see a little thread hanging out and you pull that goddamn thread and then that shit just won't stop. I think that's what him being out did to that offense, at least those first couple games, because he the kind of the engine. If they can't play action.
Did they look different Sunday with him out there? They actually look like a decent offense.
Yeah, they did look a little bit different. So I think that was a big deal. But even with that, man, this defense.
Yeah, they checked out, B.
Yeah, I don't have an excuse for them. But I thought I could slide you into one right there, but it didn't work. But I'm taking the Steelers as well. They look real good right now. So we both taking the Steelers. Next up, got the Houston Texans going into DC to take on Alex Smith and the Redskins. The Redskins are 6-3. However, it's like everybody is waiting for them to fall off a cliff at some point. But it ain't happened yet.
Did we talk about on Tuesday the fact that they had like 500 yards of offense and only had 3 points? Tampa, against the Redskins last week.
No, we didn't.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, very.
How does that happen? But anyway, give me we've been waiting on the Redskins to fall off. I know I have, and it just has not happened yet. But I'm gonna take that defense coming off a bye. Deshaun Watson needed that bye to get a little bit healthier. So yeah, give me the Texans.
Yeah, I'm taking the Texans as well. I mean, like you said, coming off the bye, defense has been playing pretty solid this year. As far as Deshaun Watson, not only give him time to kind of heal up or whatever, but it also should have given them some more practice time, maybe, or rep time with him and Demaryius Thomas.
That's
trying to get him in the up to speed. So I'm gonna take the Texans as well. However, something tells me that could be a trap game for them.
Yeah, DJ Swearinger has been talking all week long about them. He's gonna get a penalty or two in this game.
All right, next up, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Colts. The Titans coming off of 2 straight wins at least, right?
Yeah, 2 straight legit wins.
They beat the Patriots last week, and then the Colts coming off of a win against Jacksonville. They looked good the first half. Second half, they look more like the Colts of old. Offense stalled out. Defenses start unraveling. Even though this is a Colts home game, I want to pick them, but they are one of them teams that I can't overstay my welcome. And I picked them the last couple weeks and it came out all right. It's time for me to go with the hot team that I haven't really picked as much this season. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Titans this week. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Titans.
I was kind of skeptical about taking the Titans because I saw what what Luck did to the Jags. But right now, like right at this minute, Titans defense better than the Jags defense. So, and they seem hungry. They want to do it. So, yeah, give me the Titans. And they're still fighting for that division.
Exactly. You can't forget it. You got a lot of people or a lot of players on that Titans team that got some chips on their shoulders, especially those expatriates. We heard Deion Lewis.
That's a good point. And that's why something I was about to say when you said that. You got cats on that team who are actually used to winning. So you ain't got losers who just been there just losing this whole time. These cats are used to going to the playoffs. So, yeah, that's a huge thing for them. One game out the division, so they got to keep pace.
Yes, sir. All right, next up, we got your Panthers coming off of licking their wounds against the Steelers last week. They're going to Detroit to play the Lions. Perfect game to come get healthy off of a bad loss. I'm taking the Cam and the Panthers, and I honestly don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, and they lost another lineman this week. Detroit did. TJ Lang went on IR this week. So I hope Ron Rivera kicked our ass this entire week on defense. This entire week.
They should have kicked their own ass.
They should have. But you know what? I heard something that was pretty dope. What's his name? Thomas Davis, the old vet, said he ran up on Mike Tomlin at the end of the game and told him, "Thank you for humbling us." We could, that's kind of dope. I mean, not like you take moral victories because an L is still an L, but I feel like we're gonna be better after that loss, and we're gonna beat them Sunday.
Cool. So we're both taking the Panthers on that game. No surprise. Next up, in a AFC West divisional matchup, and this is not one of those kind of play-in, play-off, win-or-go-home type games here. The Broncos going into L.A. to take on the Red Hot Chargers. Chargers, 7-2, I believe?
Chargers are 7-2, yes, sir.
Yeah. Joey Bosa is back at practice, I believe, but I doubt he played this week. Even without him, they should beat the Broncos pretty handily, right?
Handily. I hope you getting your affairs in order, Vance Joseph. End of the line is near, buddy.
Yeah. It's looking that way, unfortunately. Next up, oh my God, who wants to watch this game come Sunday at 4:00? Well, we got the Oakland Raiders. Well, they Oakland still? Yeah, Oakland Raiders. Yeah. Taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
Neither team should be trying to win.
Yeah. I mean, in the Cardinals' case, they probably should be trying because even their best is probably still L-worthy.
Yeah.
But they're playing the Raiders. So
I read an article today. Crazy shit. I meant to hit you about it. They were talking about jobs that might come available. How in the hell is Steve Wilkes on the hot seat the first year? I mean, teams really ain't got no patience no more. I mean, like none. First year?
It depends on who wrote that article. It could be a beat writer or somebody with real clout.
One thing the guy said that made sense is he said that GM didn't hire. Well, the GM that's there, that's the one that caught the DUI. He might be out the door.
Extreme DUI. Yeah, they got a lot going on. I think I read a similar article, maybe not that one, but maybe because all the turmoil and shit that they got going on upstairs, that may actually save Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put a lot of first year guys on there. I mean, you would know what it is. But anyway, I'm getting.
I mean, you got a rookie quarterback, no weapons for him really. I mean, I don't think he should be on the hot seat.
Not at all. But maybe the ownership is looking at the fact that what they go last year, 8-8. And figured how we go 8-8, and we're currently won 2 or 3 games. But it takes time. Give me Arizona in this game. Oakland's not trying to win against nobody.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Cardinals in this game. However, I would think the Raiders got to win a game sometime. And if they're gonna win, it should be this one.
Man,
but
you think they're gonna win another game? We ain't got time to pull it up tonight, but I wonder if they're gonna win another game.
They should. They should. We'll see. Okay, so this is the game everybody will be watching come Sunday afternoon at 4:00. Philadelphia Eagles going into Nolans, to take on the Saints in that high-powered offense. Drew Brees and company. Do the Eagles, Uncle Hate, do the Eagles get back to or get close or start trending in that direction back to form that we saw from them at the end of the year as a Super Bowl team. It's got to come at some point, right?
Nah, B. Now, I'm sitting there looking at their the remaining games. You know, they lost their best corner last Sunday.
Mhm.
That didn't help. So who the hell they gonna throw on Michael Thomas? It's not looking good, man. They lose this game. I'm taking the Saints, of course. They got Giants, Washington, Dallas, and the Rams and the Texans in Washington next. This might not end well for them.
It could very well be staring at not making the playoffs. However, if there is any track to victory for them, is we know from time to time, Drew Brees will start throwing some interceptions, and when he throws them and turns the ball over, he does it in bunches.
You
He
know
doesn't
what?
do it a
That's
lot,
100. You're
but
right.
he does it in bunches. And if
But
Philadelphia,
you know what's the difference though? In
What's
our time watching him, when he would throw all them picks, he ain't had nobody behind him to hand the ball to. Now,
Yeah.
when that shit start going left, all right, cool, stop it. Kamara, Ingram,
right?
back to back to back. That
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
But the Eagles front seven, that's what I was going to say. If the Eagles front seven can start to play like anything, because that's the strength of the defense.
They gotta play, man.
If they can get some pressure on Drew Brees, then maybe we'll see. Maybe this if the Phillies can find a way to win this game and upset the Saints, it could catapult them into a little run here, and maybe they'll start looking like a playoff team.
I heard another stat that was interesting to me. You know, they've only scored 25 points one game this season.
I can believe it.
That's crazy, ain't it? The way the numbers they were putting up last year, though, crazy.
All right, so I'm taking the Saints as well in that game. But that was my little caveat on the Eagles if they do have a path to winning. Next up, the Sunday night game, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. Mr. Trubisky hot right now. You're getting a lot of pub right now. You was on it. First person I heard was on it. You was on it Tuesday or Tuesday. But I think the Vikings coming off a bye are going to win this game. I think they're going to continue to feed Thielen and Diggs. And Dalvin Cook is back. Actually, he came back real quietly not quietly on the field. Nobody talked about it, but he had like 90 yards in that game before the bye week. So if he can
was on one carry though.
Oh, was it? Okay, I didn't see that particular game. Okay, well, never mind.
No, that's still
but
for him
he's
though.
still back as a weapon though. He's back as a weapon, which they needed. They needed a run game. So Kurt Action. I was about to call him Kurt Action, but Kurt Warner.
That would be a live.
Now I can call him Kurt Warner. What is this motherfucker? 84 million guaranteed. That's what I'm gonna call him. Shit, Kirk Cousins.
Hey, if his nickname was Kirk Action, that'd be the shit. That would be live.
How you like that? What's that? How you like that? That is a little saying. But no, Cousins needs that. He's good off play action is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So Dalvin Cook being there definitely helps. I'm taking the Vikings in this game. You taking the Bears, right?
No, sir. I'm gonna take the Vikings, but I'm scared though, because you talked about Breeze and bunches, a primetime game. These be the ones that Kirk throw them. Kirk turns into Kurt in these games.
Those timely fourth quarter, we on a game-winning drive. We across the 50 down to the 25.
Yes.
The punch in the red zone, and then next thing you know, oh, shit, Kirk.
And the game's outside in Chicago. That should be interesting.
And winter is already upon us in many, many places a lot earlier than we thought. It's snowing in places. I know
Don't they
here.
call Chicago the Windy City, too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Windy City.
Hey,
but you know that could work both ways because Mitchell Trubisky still as good as he's playing. He still don't. He still pull that thing down the run after a couple reads.
You talking about White Cam? You talking about White Cam? He not open run.
Hey,
he not open run.
Hey, Mitch ain't sticking around for y'all bullshit back there in that back. No sir. No sir. All right, we both taking the Vikings on that one. And to top it off, very, very good game we've been waiting on for weeks. Took a little bit of a sour hit by the venue change.
Yeah, that did not
Mexico.
benefit KC.
Right, moving from Mexico to LA. So it's essentially, the Rams were supposed to be the home team anyway, but it was a neutral field game with the location. But they back at home. Even with that, though, I just think Mahomes' ability to move and be mobile is going to buy him even more time to exploit a secondary in the Rams that's already shaky is saying it nicely. And we're talking about what Drew Brees was able to do as a pocket quarterback against that defense. This dude can sit in the pocket and he can move and throw balls at all kind of different angles on this defense. And they have a run game, and you can run on the Rams as well. I don't know why when you got Donald and the Sue big ass in the middle, but you can run on the Rams. With all that said, I'm going with the Chiefs. In this particular game, this could very well be a Super Bowl preview, right?
Absolutely could be.
Could be.
I just felt like I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I was real close to taking LA because I felt like at some point these name cats got to show up on defense, but I totally forgot how bad Marcus Peters had been playing, and everybody's been cutting them up on the back end. So with all them dudes running free from Kansas City, I mean, this could go left for LA in a heartbeat because they were having trouble with Seattle on Sunday.
Right. All right.
Seattle.
We should see a heavy dose of Todd Gurley, I believe.
They should.
You know, Kansas City's defense, it's got a little bit better, but it ain't elite.
Right.
So if I'm the Rams, I definitely try to use Todd Gurley as much as possible. And then, even more reason to pick the Chiefs for me at least. Cooper Kupp's out, so who is going to replace him in that dynamic? In that dynamic of the offense. So maybe this game moving back to LA is actually a good neutralizer. Because maybe if it was in Mexico, maybe it would get out of hand real quick.
Yeah. Nah, that's and this, I think Andy Reid, he's one of them coaches who likes to put on that show when everybody's watching. These cats supposed to be the best in the conference. Let's go in here and bust their head, put some points on them, keep it going. So, all right, let's run this real quick.
There you have it, people. So we got two games different this week. Packers and the Seahawks tonight. In the AFC North matchup, Bengals and the Ravens on Sunday. Everything else is pretty much agreed upon. So, yes, we're going to get on into this Power 5. Hey, get the people your Power 5 team. Who are your top 5 teams in the NFL after 10 weeks of play?
All right, big dog. My Power 5 this week, I had to move New Orleans to number 1. They're like the undisputed number 1 right now in my eyes. They look real good. Kansas City at 2. The Rams at 3. New England at 4. And I moved my Panthers after that ass whooping out of the top 5 and put Pittsburgh, the dangerous Pittsburgh Steelers, at number 5.
Yeah, I was wondering myself, like, damn, Pittsburgh, what? I ain't even had them in the top 5 like at all. I guess they had to work their way up, and everybody else was still winning. So maybe that's why I never
creeping on a come up, B.
Yeah, but my top 5 goals, Power 5 rather, is Saints number 1. Moved them up from the number 3 spot. Number 2 spot last week. They swapped places with the Chiefs, who are coming in at number 2. The Rams this week are coming in at the third spot. Pittsburgh Steelers make an appearance at number 4, and the Pats dropped from number 3 last week down to number 5. Yes, I still have them in my top 5s. Slight edge over the Chargers, Vikings, and Panthers. Vikings just was on a bye. Y'all Panthers, y'all got beat pretty soundly last week. Could keep y'all in there. And Absolutely. Then the other team, the Chargers I'm still not a believer, as you know. But we'll see. But I still got the Pats. I think they had an off day, nothing to worry about. So that's my top 5, Power 5, right there.
They got Joey Bosa back, but then they lost a starting linebacker and his replacement. It's starting, people. The Chargers injuries are starting. Watch. It always happens.
It always happening, and I just think, and I said this on shout out to Team Boy TV on their show last night. The Chargers, we talk about it all the time every year. The Chargers are still cursed from the year they went 14-2 and fired Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Every year, come November, December, they go in the wrong direction, and I think they have got fat off of weak part of the schedule. I think the best team that they beat this year is Seattle. And Seattle's under 500. So,
and that really was a close game. Hey, last question off this Power 5 before we get up out of here is: Does New England get Gronk back after this bye? You think? It's not.
I would
looking-
assume so. I'm just so used to him not playing
It
or
seems like
being
he's
on the
been
injury
more
report.
this year than normal. It seemed like.
I can't even honestly tell you what's wrong with him. What's he got going on this time?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
Back, ankle, arm. You know,
right, hamstring.
I don't. I honestly don't know. That's a damn shame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even care. I don't even care what he hurts no more. I know he gonna miss his standard 5 or 6 games every year. So
Yeah.
when they say he's hurt, I know he'll probably be back at some point until they say otherwise. So we'll see.
Basically.
All right, hey, we're gonna get up out of here and go enjoy this
sir.
game. The Packers are up early, 7-0 in Seattle. So we're gonna see how that rides out. Hey, tell the people where to reach you at on social media if they ever feel like hollering at you about a little bit of sports.
At Rike6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, you can find me at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. AA Sportscast. We're on Twitter at AA Sportscast. And then check us out on, like we said at the beginning, on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to us there and leave comments and feedback. Also, if you're on the go a lot, you want to listen to us in your cars or what have you, then check us out on the podcast platforms via iTunes and Spreaker. Again, search AA Sportscast, straight sports, no chaser. You'll find all of our content there. This is episode 143. Uncle Hay, Diego Barishnikov. We up out of here. Let's go adjust for sports this weekend. We'll see y'all next Tuesday for a recap. Peace.
Peace.